Hey there, I'm Desiree Swift, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the question of what if God's not real? This question in my mind right now has kind of been swirling around this last week after I read a Facebook post. In a homeschool group I'm on in Facebook, a mom asked a question, well, what do you do for a Bible study for your family? And one lady she commented on there saying, well, I don't do anything because I don't believe that's true. And I don't want my child to believe it's true. I don't want my child to believe that we are born as sinners and that a man had to come and be killed for us to not have any more sin. Yeah, I get it. That can sound kind of foolish. But what if it is real? What if God is real? People have said to me in the past, you do all of these things to try to live this great life, but kind of laughing, what if it's not real? What if you self-sacrificed and it's not real? What if you tried to serve people when you didn't want to for no reason because it's not real? Again, I come back to the question of, but what if it is? What if God is real? What if this book is real? What if Jesus is real? Man, I would choose the reality of being able to live in eternity with God instead of the reality of living in hell for eternity, separated from God with no chance to ever be near him or be saved again. So I choose that he's real. And not out of a selfish reason that I want to go to heaven instead of suffer in hell. No, I choose it because from the moment I was 16 years old on the floor of my church youth group room, where God met me, where I was in the middle of problems in my life and God provided a warm embrace and a solution. He has done so many times since then. I know that God is real. I know that Jesus is real. Beyond this book, the Bible, there are historical counts, numerous, hundreds of recordings of what Jesus did, of his miracles, of his sacrifice for us. It's all recorded. It's not made up. The prophecies of who Jesus was going to be and what he would do from the Old Testament came true. I understand it may seem foolish and that lady doesn't want her kid to believe that we are bad people. But if you look at children from the moment they're born, toddlerhood, especially toddlers. I have two kids, they're 9 and they're 11, so I've been through those stages. But if you look at children, their natural human tendency is self-seeking. They want that toy, not the other kid. They say no all the time because they don't want to do what you're telling them. Now, children are also big balls of love, and I'm so excited to have them in my life, but it's so clear, whether you believe in God or not, that the natural human tendency is to sin, is to not make the good choices for other people. So I think there's clear evidence for that being fact, regardless of what you believe. Another part of this that has been swirling in me is, if it's not true, if God's not true, then what's the point of this life? Am I just going to live this life for my own self-pleasure and then just die? And nothing happens? Or if God's not true, then am I hoping to return as a different animal or a different creature or a different status in life? And every other lifestyle choice or religion that I have learned about, there's no true hope in it. I cling to God because of hope. These last 6 months with COVID-19, with all the other mental health issues and physical issues my family's been going through, the only thing that has helped me get through this is the hope of God. That's it. If I were to not be a Christian and not have God in my life, if God wasn't true, I would live like the rest of the world does, filled with hopelessness. I wouldn't be able to have joy because my world would be so dark. So I know God is real. I know God is real because what he gives me is supernatural. It's beyond explanation in this world. There's a Bible verse that I thought about as I was thinking about this post this woman had, and other quotes and other statements people have made to me about what I believe is foolish, or kind of snidely saying, well, what if none of it's true and you've just wasted your life not having any fun? A side note, I've had more fun and I'm happier as a Christian than I ever was with any other belief. So here's the Bible verse. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 12. What we have received, we as Christians have received, is not the spirit of the world. We have received the Spirit, capital S, Spirit, who is from God. The Spirit helps us understand what God has freely given us. He's freely given us that grace and that forgiveness and that washing of sins. He's freely given us eternity and hope with him. That is what we speak about. We don't use words taught to us by people. We use words taught to us by the Holy Spirit. We use the words taught by the Spirit to explain spiritual truths. The person without the Spirit doesn't accept the things that come from the Spirit of God. These things are foolish to them. They can't understand them. In fact, such things can't be understood without the Spirit's help. So of course what we believe is going to seem foolish if there's no way for the world to understand that it's true. A final piece of this is that whether you as the viewer believes God is true or not, nobody can take away from me my experiences. Experience time and time and time and time again, God has proved himself real. There's no other explanation for the solutions that have come from my problems. There is no other explanation from the tangible feelings I have had, from the audible words that I get from the Lord, from the life and the energy and the hope that comes from these words in this book. Nobody can say that's not true. They cannot disprove it. They cannot discount it. So above and beyond anything that I've been taught about God, he has made himself real to me. And he can make himself real to you too. I hope that you take these questions and ponder them as I have. And instead of asking, well, what if God's not real? Instead, think about the question of, what if he is? What does that mean for my future if I believe he's real or not? Is there an eternity in heaven or an eternity in hell? I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.